I don't know what's going on. As you can say, well, you know what? Let me raise this up. Stop the nonsense. Stop the nonsense. Give y'all a little bit of tuba, little bit of loober. Don't worry about that's just me. You know how I am. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna let this start playing. Oh, what's the crack a lacking? Yeah, that is renews it, which I don't use, but somebody else like to use it, and I need to throw that crap away. Actually, let's raise this side up a little bit. I had this outside using it to document something else, making fires actually. So I didn't even hit the let's go live thing. I don't know why the AI feels intrepid as it does. Poignant question, my brother. Poignant question, my brother. Poignant. Yes. Let this go ahead and play here in a minute. This is going to be pretty interesting. Now, why does this thing always come on when it should not? There we go. All right, get off of there. All right, awesome. And this one, why is it off when it should be on? There we go. All right. No. Unbelievable. This even happens. Let's see if it works. Yes, you see me on the screen. Yes. It's still cooking. I thought I had this thing set up. Oh, that's good enough. It's good enough. It's good enough. It's good enough. Hey, buddy. What's up, buddy? You hungry? I'm hungry. Both hungry. I'm hungry as turds. Doing in the toilet, man. Actually, I can raise it higher. Why do I do that? I can raise it higher. But no, I don't. No, that's high enough. Oh, hold on. Let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, there we go. That's good. I love when we get the people that come in and leave. You know why? This is not meant for them. And the enemy, they just record everything. Let me change your water, buddy. change the water, okay? Let me move the flight jacket. I need to walk with this on, actually. Exercise for the heart, bro. This water's nasty. But we're gonna find out, actually. All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I guess they're scared of what I'm gonna talk about today. I guess they don't want to get beat up. What do you think? Here you go, Bubba. That's my boy. Yeah. I got a ways to go before I eat, partner. That's on you. Yeah. Oh. Gotta go for a walk. Gotta push the heart, man. Motherfuckers are trying to poison us. And they think they're gonna sit by and it's gonna be alright. That's how stupid they are. They're not right at all.
The latter part of 2021, I found this object on Google Earth. I then drove and got close enough to fly my drone to it. However, it was late in the day, so I didn't have time to actually hike to it until 2 days ago. As a way of saying thank you to all the many people who have watched my videos and subscribed to my channel, The Trek Planner, I wanted to do something special and actually hike to this thing so we can all see what it is together. I hope you enjoy this adventure, because I sure did. I was planning on driving within 1.5 miles of this object, but there was so much snow and some of the roads were really muddy. So my 3-mile round trip hike turned into about 7 miles round trip. Okay, I thought I could see it, but I think I'm still about 3/4 of a mile away from this thing. Okay, so I just took a good look at my GPS. It's about 3,000 feet that way. This is much nicer. No snow and sandstone, not just mud. Man, there's just nothing out here. I've seen some cow pies, and that's about it. Okay, I had to go around some washes that were pretty steep. So instead of 2,000 feet, I've already hiked about 3,000, and I have about 2,000 to go. But okay, up around this little hill, I should see it. Is that it? Straight in front of me. This is the perfect time to tell you about our sponsor of today's video. Just kidding. Let's get over and see it. I think that's it. You probably can't see it in the GoPro, but this is it right here, straight in front of us. I found this on Google Earth, flew my drone to it. It looked cool enough that I thought it would warrant a hike to it. And now here I am, within 150, 200 feet, 300 feet of it. What is this thing? I don't even know. Like, what is this? This is the first time you're seeing this. First time I'm seeing this. Oh, these are interesting rocks. What is this thing? What are these rocks? They're so weird. Hey, you're seeing this with me. Live. Whoa, what is this?
Pay attention.
Oh, look at this rock. That's like curved. Interesting. Cool. It looks like a ruin, but it's not. It looks like the rocks are stacked this way. Look at these layers right here. Oh, spider webs.
I'm gonna break it down for you so
It's
you'll
like
have a
so
clear
circular.
understanding of what they don't understand.
Like holes through it? Huh. Well, it looks natural, but at the same time, there are elements that looks like some of these might have been stacked. I don't know. It's like a guard tower. I mean, it's natural, you know, maybe, yeah. Look at that. Okay, I just want to say thank you again. I am so shocked by how much growth my channel has gotten in the last couple of weeks. And this is to thank you. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. This is really fun. This has been one of the best adventures I've had in a while. It's been really cool to see this in person here.
Okay. And let's go over here. Blah, 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 blah. And some of you may have already seen this. Well, I want you to see these because of reading and a few other things. Let's pay attention.
Legends throughout the world have spoken of a race of giants that once walked the earth. The Holy Bible speaks about the offspring of the sons of God and the daughters of man. It is believed by some that these were the Nephilim, theorized to be gigantic in nature. Arguments have risen in the theological community for centuries as to what the Nephilim were, or if they were indeed the giants that seem to be described. However, what cannot be argued is that Judeo-Christian doctrines are not the only ones to speak of a giant human species. Who were these giants that once roamed the earth? Before the Bible was even conceived of, there were oral histories passed down from generation to generation in Mesopotamia, Greece, Rome, Egypt, as well as America. Most of these legends speak of powerful gods and goddesses that were larger than life. History has relegated these legends to the myth status, and they are not seen as actual historical accounts. However, it is noteworthy that there were many of these legends all over the world at one point. How did so many different cultures who had nothing to do with each other end up with similar stories of giants? And is there evidence of the existence of giants available today? The legends of giants in Mediterranean countries were probably the most widely known and discussed. Beyond the biblical accounts, such as David and Goliath, there are the accounts of the Babylonian king Gilgamesh. In stone tablets that have been recovered, there are images carved of Gilgamesh taking on a lion. And looking at the scale of the ancient carvings, it appears this man had to have been at least 12 to 15 feet tall, taking into consideration the size of the lion he is portrayed to have slain. Gilgamesh lived sometime between 2800 and 2500 BC. He is the main character in the Epic of Gilgamesh, a Mesopotamian poem that is considered the first great work of literature. In the epic, Gilgamesh is a demigod of superhuman strength who built the city walls of Uruk to defend his people and survive the Great Deluge. According to the Sumerian king list, Gilgamesh ruled his city for 126 years. Fragments of an epic text found in Maturin, the modern Tel Harar, relate that at the end of his life, Gilgamesh was buried under the riverbed. It is generally accepted that Gilgamesh was a historical figure, since inscriptions have been found which confirm the historical existence of other figures associated with him, such as the Aga of Kish. If Gilgamesh was a historical king, he probably reigned in about the 26th century BC. Where did Gilgamesh come from? In the Qumran scroll known as the Book of Giants, the names of Gilgamesh and Humbaba appear as two of the antediluvian giants. Could Gilgamesh have come from Atlantis, or be a direct descendant of antediluvian kings? If giants existed in the past, where is the evidence? You may be surprised to find that it's been and is being discovered all over the world. Skeletal remains of giants have been discovered throughout American history and even further back. According to Native American Paiute oral history, the Setika are a legendary tribe whose mummified remains were allegedly discovered under 4 feet of guano by guano miners in what is now known as Lovelock Cave in Lovelock, Nevada. Several of the fiber sandals found in Lovelock Cave were remarkably large, and one reported at over 15 inches in length was said to be on display at the Nevada Historical Society's museum in Reno in 1952. The Paiute tradition asserts that the Setika people practiced cannibalism, and this may have had some basis in fact. During the 1924 excavation of the cave, a series of 3 human bones were found near the surface towards the mouth of the cave. These had been split to extract the marrow, as animal bones were split, and probably indicate cannibalism during a famine. As reported in the Nevada Review-Minor newspaper on June 19, 1931, in February and June of 1931, 2 very large skeletons were found in the Humboldt dry lake bed near Lovelock. One skeleton was 8.5 feet tall and was later described as being wrapped in a gum-covered fabric not unlike Egyptian mummies. The other was almost 10 feet tall. It was said that all the tribes of the area stood together against these giants and chased them into a cave. The giants refused to leave the safety of the cave, so the Paiutes, along with other tribes, set the cave on fire. The cave then collapsed during an earthquake, sealing the entrance shut. When the area was mined for fertilizing materials, there were several fossils discovered in the early 1920s. Along with those fossils were the well-preserved human-like skeletons, 1 male and 1 female. The female was over 6 feet tall, and the male was over 8 feet tall. Along with the discovery of the skeletons, there were many other artifacts found, including a circular calendar that had the number of days and weeks of a year etched into it. In 1931, 2 more skeletons were discovered in Lockport, Nevada, that measured from 8 to 10 feet tall.
Don't step on my feet. I didn't see you. Oh, excuse me for one.
During the past few years, a huge controversy has emerged accusing the Smithsonian and a host of skeptics and archaeologists of covering up the discovery of hundreds of giant skeletons from Native American Indian mounds. Jim Ferreira is one of the key people who began uncovering hundreds of newspaper accounts of giant skeletons. Today, Vieira has pulled together about 1,500 accounts from newspapers and books published in the 1800s and early 1900s. One intriguing set of giant skeleton reports he found factual was the Arkansas Chickasaw Mound reports of many large skeletons found at the site. Many skeletons ranging from 8 to 9 feet in length had been found there. As late as 1976, a 7-foot tall skeleton was found at the site. For the Smithsonian to have found skeletons that were 7 feet tall by chance alone is improbable. The height of many of the individuals entombed in ancient American mounds was far taller than the general populace, far beyond what could be explained by simple chance. Why would the Smithsonian cover up such a find? Skeptics have related that the disorder of giantism probably was the cause of many reports, but they actually cite no evidence for this assertion. It is a weak attempt to explain away and dismiss the issue. Giantism is exceedingly rare, so rare there is no actual evidential statistics for it. America has less than 100 cases of giantism recorded in its history. In fact, the overwhelming vast majority of tall people today who's reaching or approaching 7 feet do not have the disorder of giantism. The actual percentage of modern humans who reach 7 feet in height is 0.00007%. In the ancient world of America's mound builders, the percentage of the population that reached 7 feet in height would have been much lower. Skeptics claim that freezing and thawing make skeletons so big they might look like a giant. It was found to be completely wrong and baseless. Modern paleopathology texts and sources relate that buried bones that freeze can shatter, and most buried bones actually lose mass. They get smaller. There are also a host of Native American legends that were reported to ethnologists detailing a race of giants who invaded the regions where mounds were found. These giants became the leaders and priests of the tribes. Over time, these ruling people, chosen through heredity, became corrupted and were exterminated. You may be surprised at the number of giant skeletons that have been uncovered throughout modern history. There is a number of discoveries that didn't make it to mainstream historical knowledge. Large bones in stone graves in Williamson County and White County, Tennessee, were discovered in the 1800s. The average stature of these giants was 7 feet tall. Giant skeletons were found in the mid-1800s in New York State near Rutland and Rodman.
New York State.
In 1833, soldiers digging at Lompoc Ranchero, California, discovered a male skeleton.
All right, anyway, let's go ahead and pause that. Let's get some music on. I just wanted to share that because a lot of you are more aware today. All right, let's get this situated. Let's turn this around. It's a little off, but it is what it is. I got to lower it. And like I said, I'm just going to lower it from the highest points, and it'll bring it down evenly, and then we can clean it up. I actually was going to use my other one, but I'm charging it up. So yes, this one over here, I'm charging. That's the one I'm using when I fly my drone, and y'all get to see the footage from that. Next time the guys come up to shoot, and we see if I can get it to fly around us. And let's situate. Oh, it's got to come up a little bit. I was putting a program into it, so that way, all these books. I got a ton of books here. I actually got some more books. I got to run back out to the post office. I really don't want to go out to nowhere, but supposedly she says, I don't know. We think you might have some coming in, Mr. Branch. I was like, okay, well, I'll be back. And then again, I might not. And if I do, I probably won't share it anyway because I got so many books to read. Anywho, you know what I'm saying? Even though I'm doing what I'm doing, and probably won't eat till about 5 o'clock. The people, I'll get into this. The people called me, and I responded and the phone was no answer. Then we went to voicemail after 2 rings. And I was like, wow, they really don't want me to hit them in the head. I guess the feds are being nosy and they're reaching out to because they know that that hospital plays a major role in a lot of the crap that's going on. Regardless of that, I want to hear them answer me because and I'm playing jazz because I want to stay real calm when I do this. I mean, I need to, not metaphorically, but I need to do this. I want to hear them because I can literally hear when you're thinking and when you express something. I know if you're lying. Don't ask how. I don't even want to. I know when you're lying. Like my friend was talking. I know he was talking to be comfortable. And I knew not only could I hear reverberation in his voice, which wasn't like somebody scared, and his body actions, not to read the right or left, even his eyes, I knew he wasn't being totally honest. And it wasn't just a feeling. It was like I actually knew it. And I had no reason to respond to it. I knew it. It was enough to say, I directed the conversation where he had no other choice but to be as honest as he could. And I knew exactly when he was literally being honest because I made him comfortable. He was not about comfortable being uncomfortable when he was exaggerating what he was saying. It was normal. And I sensed that it wasn't with purpose. Are you getting where I'm coming from? Well, anywho, they're scared to talk to me because they know good and damn well there's nothing they can say that I cannot tell if they're going to lie or they're going to be honest. Do you see what I'm saying? We're living in a time of complicitness. We're living in a time when people, the young ones, don't have that light brightened in them. All right? It's there. It's just not on. And we're living with those who are far gone it to fulfill a physical, even in portraying something that doesn't exist. They're scared. And what bothers me is when you go to these individuals and you stand in front of them, they smile, they ha, try to attempt to hold simple conversation. I don't do that no more. I will not hold simple conversation with you. There is nothing you and I have in commonality to have a discussion or conversation. It's like my brother asked me a question and I was like, dead on. All these people coming here on this land, it's because they believe they don't have a treaty. Nothing really applies to them, but because of our people's ignorance, we have the things that is done by the fake ass Smithsonian, fake ass NOAA, fake ass History Channel, fake ass War History Channel, and all those culpable because it makes them feel like they're more important. When you live in a lie like that, and it makes you feel more important where it becomes normal, acquiesce, the brother didn't know he was lying, or exaggerating his truth, I had to redirect it. So yes, we have treaties, but if you're going to go by Black, African American, all these terms, you are subjugating yourself away. You're culpable in your own deception. You are now a playwright. You belong to the playwright. You now coexist with the lie. Vice, the scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the lion. One without a brain, one without a heart, and one without courage. Do you get where I'm coming from? Now, everything around us has been based on fear, yet we are the most fearless and contrite to what people believe because the media, the television, the movie screen has allowed everybody to usurp a different narrative because it's built in a certain group of people who didn't really have a history up to be against another group and placate a whole denomination of ideologies and narratives that never existed. Hence, when this stupid ass Straight Outta Compton came out, I said, well, who are the idiots that are really going to watch this and ascertain it from a musical standpoint, not actually the demographic of it changing the narrative of who you are? Motherfucker, that's Long Beach, Compton. Man, ain't got shit to do with the rest of motherfucking America and the Negroes in it. That's got something to do with that small little group of individuals by way of a fake motherfucker, sculpted them, and then power hungry motherfuckers who made sure they were broke until they stepped out on. They still had to go through some kind of goddamn rituals, all of them, which Ice Cube kind of stepped away from, but part of, by walking into Islam, which we're going to leave that alone. They are still parlaying with, and nobody wants to see it. When I sat there with about 5 of my buddies in his driveway at a friend's house, and I literally had in my hand on my tablet all the lyrics to, y'all call him Slim, Daryl, you know, Slim Shady, and I read them after this to the song. They were like, and when I read the lyrics, they were like, what the fuck? I was like, see, Andre 6000 expressed that in his one song, and he literally said in his song, "You will not listen." It's the music takes control of you, and it's based upon a 440 gigahertz that blankets a dead zone. You have become a dead thing. I don't care if it's rock, country, or whatever. It's all been tuned to that frequency. Now, if you go out into another country with a samba and this, that, and other, where they're not utilizing speakers, but it's all live, it's this is what the words they use: hypersexualism, this, that, and other. The things that are natural. And then they send their little goofy pale skin Portuguese in, and the sellouts to quash the quandary that is all known there, whether it be drugs or whatever. But in every land but this one, we all got to be in tune to that, unless we go into some goddamn church, or we're out in the street listening to people play a certain rhythmic tune in a parade that has nothing to do with oratorially bringing you into the grips of truth. If I'm wrong, say, Red, you wrong, bro. Say it. I don't hear nothing about no goddamn house music. That is the lowest frequency, and I'm not talking about in a decency of 8 hertz. I'm talking about 440. People say, well, what about 369? Wait. Now we're dealing with differences, because you can go a lot higher, up to 976, 988, even over 1,000. That deals with some kind of healing form. Which, if you know all the organ and the acoustics of it, if you know how to take a tuning fork and hold it to each one of those organs, you will hear that throughout the entire building, just like a bell. But if you take the speaker and that magnet, boom, 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 bass and all that stuff, if you was taking and hold it up to that, you would get distortion. You couldn't even make a beautiful design in the water based upon the frequency that's coming off of it. 369, you take it, look at the back of a turtle, you get that design. What they call a star in the water, look at that, like a snowflake in the sand. Why is that nobody's doing this? Because the education system is not teaching these things for balance. So when we look at what's done here with giants, we look at when we talk to people, we don't really hear what's being said because we only perceive it but from the perception of what's tangible. Literally, words we feel that have nothing to do with the reality of what's being said. You dig what I'm saying? So I know just by even listening on the phone, I tune into my own frequency that I have been working on harnessing stronger and stronger. Like when I'm standing on the ground, I don't think about levitating or making rocks and shit move. I sit there being complicit to increase the volume of my frequency in Mother Earth to connect. That is when I hum. We say om, but it's actually hum. It is a hum. It is a different vibration. And I do it all the time. You're sitting there going, look at you. You got on a level, whatever. I'm not going to say what level it is because it's a little more than 4. Breastplate. I don't have the sides or anything on. I have my ballistic helmets and all that. I got ballistic elbow and knee pads. The thing is, what does that got to do with anything? Protection. Protection is the knowing, having the knowledge to know other than the things that you have been grafted in to know. Besides also, me not eating anything, it's good weight. Good weight, magged up, everything. Good weight to move around, to combat without having a conscience of fear, regardless of what may happen, not even to speak that in, to manifest something different that the enemy can only know through science and incorporating and bringing people in, which is natural in you and I, or I and you, or I and I. I says, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and read, but I'm gonna first want them to see this. That young man went to a place he didn't know what that was. Do you know there's a word? There's a word. When I was learning brick masonry and we were digging underground, and I saw all the old Tartarian buildings, places I walked under in New York and certain other states I'm not going to talk about. Well, You have megaliths, monoliths, buildings, old castles all through America, all New York, full of millionaires bought them out to live in them and then changed them up and don't even know what they've done. The perversion and the sick, because they don't know no better. But anyway, brick expansion, slowly over time upon exposure to water and humid air. The expansion is not reversible by drying at normal temperatures. A brick is smallest in size when it cools after exiting the skin. What is expansion? That means whether it be thousands of years or something very quick. You can have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 bricks, red clay bricks. That at the proper heat can cause them to expand and actually become one, and all the bricks around them still look normal, and this thing looks like a big roller, but if you look closely, you can see that they were the bricks. See, that is nothing that they would teach you in masonry. That was nothing they would teach you in history, nor for you to see. Now, what he saw, and you saw the flaking, what was that? That was a tower. What kind of tower? Who knows, because all the other structures around it, regardless of how they brought down, because we weren't there during the fictional Civil War and all the wars that existed since the 1300s on our soil. I guarantee you there was a grand city out there. And also because there's nothing really growing except for certain places brought in by the wind, that was something so destructive. You can the accolades of a nuclear or hyperbaric bomb. Nothing new. And we're talking about very old. And anything after that, based upon the mudslides, is something that was controlled. Mudslides are easy to make happen. You look, I look at videos all the time in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro on the mountains, or other places all over the earth where they're doing an excavation, they want to build something, and I see the whole excavator being tumbled down, and it seems like the water in the mountain, all of a sudden you got a mudslide, and you got half of a town covered by mud. Hundreds of lives lost in a matter of an hour. Do you look for that? Do you want to search for that? Therefore, if you don't search for that and they don't teach you that, you're not going to look for it. So you're not going to know otherwise. We are living in a time of deception and deceit and lies, and the veil has been lifted, and they knew it was going to happen. That's why it's important that they get rid of as many as possible. You ain't got to like what I'm saying. I don't care about you wayward individuals who are sitting there in your little fake world. You don't have to help me beat the algorithm. I'm not here for all of y'all. I'm here for the few who actually pay attention and they see something other than, all right? For those who pay attention, don't lack, because they're not emotionally unstable and broken and fractured. They're not abusive to self and abusive to those around them. They've had enough of the foolishness. Since all you motherfuckers that think you know something because you got to see something, because you got to be part of something, but what you forgo is the reality of the situation that you're in. And they're going to learn. Halito, how about hitting that thumbs? You know what I'm saying? Give a brother a like to push it on. I don't have to say something magical, do I? What I'm going to talk about every time I'm going to talk about something nobody knows about. And I'm going to correlate and put it together. And I know a lot of people are going to go searching and looking for some magical this, that, and other. I am not here to fulfill anybody's desires of, I need somebody that's going to make me feel a certain way about that Mexican or that Chinese or that white person or that black person and all that foolishness. I am here to tell you to come out of who you think you are and come up out of these goddamn lies that are consistent, and most people are ignorant to what's really going on, except for the people who call themselves philanthropists, archaeologists, psychologists, so all them individuals, the ones in the top, they know what you don't know. And you can hear, even while watching a show, while reading a book, you can literally see beyond what they're saying. These motherfuckers in these hospitals and these institutions, the ones working in these little places in California especially. When was California known for growing goddamn groceries? It was the East Coast. Why is it that all the food's coming from Mexico and China, all these fucking places? The great fish. Why is it that y'all can't see terraforming? Why is it that you have a hard time because, oh, I'm young. Wait until your ass get about 50 or 60 and that shit that you've been eating catches up your ass real quick to what's happening right now. And those of us in my age, they got to literally go out the way and poison us as best they can because they know that we're stronger than you broken motherfuckers. I don't care what your background is, what you do. I don't give a fuck how high you jump, what your fake space going motherfucker. I don't care about none of that. The reality is the earth is calling for us and we're not listening. because we don't know how to listen. We don't know how to listen. We're stuck with our heads so far up our behinds, we don't know which way is left or which way is right. I don't know if this is mirrored or not. Is it mirrored? This is the right. Is it right? Or is this left? Well, it says mirror. I don't know, mirror. Well, maybe it's working, maybe it's not. People aren't paying attention to nothing. Why? Because they have nobody to pay attention to except for shit to fulfill whatever it is they're feeling. That is not an answer, nor are you going to get a positive response from it. There are those who are doing wonderful and beautiful work all over. I miss watching my Special Forces brothers, right? Veterans. I'm not Special Forces, I was training for it. God damn it, after everything I've been through in my life and put my body through, you would think goddamn well people seeing me running marathons, this and another, would sit there going, nigga, you got to be kidding me. Pulling myself up when I was in school, going to the highest level with the PAGs and all that. Doing the Nishwayne, breaking over 300 sit-ups, I forget how short a period of time, and nobody else even got to 100. I have always pushed myself beyond anything and people that scared them. And especially the few who know my family's true genealogy or bloodline, to which a lot of you motherfuckers don't know. But you sit here thinking that you know me. Based on what? Some goofy motherfucker saying, yeah, pay attention to him. Some coward, some no good, nobody, some peasant put in a position with a couple of fucking stars. Yeah, but that motherfucker got a finger on the butt. Man, fuck all that. Y'all better wake the fuck up. Sitting there like you little cowards. Cowardly. Nothing but cowards. Yeah, and no, this is what the response to cowards. I bet I could do something to make you scared. Man, nigga, please. And look, the coward, she didn't even call back because she knew I was about to give her the business. And very respectfully so. You don't have to yell and argue and complain about shit. Some would say that's complaining. Nigga, you fucking with my life. Nigga, you lucky I don't come and take yours. Or you lucky I haven't told my boys, just go ahead. When they sitting there going, you're ready, you know, if you know what we're gonna do. No, man, I don't think everybody's ready yet. See, I don't think y'all get how fucking serious it is. And the majority of these motherfuckers, they ain't got nowhere to run. Their little witch card ain't gonna stop nothing. The reality is the world you live in, most people don't see it because, but you by yourself. Oh, no, everybody's got to move a certain way. People have to allow themselves to be seen a certain way. People I really think they're big up here. They're only big by how they live and how they move. But that's where the beautiful thing lays. They don't see all the other movement now of those who actually know. And those who are informative. My thing is, there are people right now who believe in the lie they've been grafted into. There are people right now who don't care about what they're doing because they've been doing sick shit for a moment and feel like there's no way out. Let me inform you motherfuckers who are watching, who have been partaking in that. There's a way out. Oh, there's a way out. But maybe you ain't that motherfucker smart to know that. Like I said, everybody has choices. And I will say it 1,000,000 times more. I know the end. It doesn't matter. It matters me not whether you believe it or not. I can say it in 5 languages right the fuck now. I practice saying it in 5 languages. I know the end. And one of them is very formidable. It's Sanskrit. It's an old language. And see, you motherfuckers just don't get it. Those of us who actually believe in something other than what the fuck we have been given. Anybody who goes and rides along with what they've been given, either the chemicals are working or whatever the fuck it is, or just the whole mental game is doing its part. The sad part is people believe in a lot of lies. I tell y'all everything I'm reading. I tell y'all don't believe in all of it. And except for some things I say as facts, but it's based upon facts of something. It doesn't mean that it's irrelevant. It means that it's based upon a fact of something. Maybe some of you might be able to go, damn, okay, yeah, I can see the fact in that. doesn't mean that my fact is supposed to be your fact. Are you getting where I'm coming from? So I know that she's not going to call back, and if she does, she's going to be she's going to think that she's been told by the most best writer. These writers right now don't give a fuck. They've written themselves out. The people who believe they're suave and communicating, I'm going to come and I'm just going to ignore it. I'm going to respond, but I don't really give a fuck about what I'm saying. There's a story told there for those of us who can listen. Y'all are more powerful and you're capable of more things. That young man didn't know what he was looking at because that was an ancient structure. Very ancient. Not recently made. Most people walk around this earth and don't even know the beauty of the ancients still around them. They don't know the mayhem and the death, the persecution and the murders, the lies and the grafting. Most things I talk about, you'd be surprised to know that there was a lot of straight up murdering that happened by people who are very calm, want to know more part of the wars, and they were slaughtered on our soil as they were on many other lands. If they weren't that way and they fought back, we would not be in this motherfucking situation. See, right now, I'm telling you something based upon a fact. And I know it's hard to grasp that. Everybody has their part to play. Everybody has their part, what they're going to say, whatever, and whether it's worthwhile, worthy, or worthless. These motherfuckers make a mistake. Every time one of y'all go, or whoever go in the hospital, it's like a fucking big experiment. And the problem is, they got carried away here on this motherfucking soil. And they're going to have to answer for it. Every one of them. The people silencing on the platforms, thinking they don't see our faces. Everybody that's somebody know who you are, people working on these platforms. Your indiscrepancy, we don't care about how you look with your zippers all over in your lips and your big earrings and all that shit. That don't mean nothing. Even those of you who look normal, who are far from it, who probably got dead squirrels and raccoons you're fucking stitching up in your house and filling with goddamn sawdust, we don't care about you. You're going to be ousted, and it's not going to be pretty. All a certain group of individuals want is to see change when motherfuckers say, whoa, because it's the last call for alcohol. So I'm going to get into this reading. Let me take this shit off. And Ronald will tell you this is pretty damn heavy. Hey, Ronald. I don't think Westside wanted to mess with readjusting it to put it on, but it's got some weight on it. Boy, I tell you. So it was what was the purpose behind those videos, right? The young man didn't know what he was looking at, and giants are real. Oh, they're very fucking real. We see them all the time in sports and nobody pays attention to it. I had a friend when I was in Harlem when they opened Planet Fitness. And I used to be in the sauna, come out, I get up under the 275. I wouldn't even mess with it. It's 275, hit it 2 or 3 times, go in the sauna, be sweating up a storm, jump in the cold water, dry off, go back out, get up under the 275, push it 3 or 4 more times, go back in the sauna. I was just pushing my body to see how far I can go. Homeboy was about damn near 7 foot tall, a bit about 350 pounds, a brother. Been locked up half his life. Everybody, he wasn't on steroids. He was just, when me and him would go to White Castles, then I would miss homegirl that wrote, the book that they stole, the 2 fake Jews that stole and made Matrix and Terminator off of, right? Because y'all know she used to be out there at the books and everything, had a little book out there, with the eye, blah, blah, blah. Motherfuckers thought that was about masonry. No, she was telling the history you're seeing play out right now. Anyway, this motherfucker, I would get like a suitcase of White Castles, right? Knowing I'm only going to eat at the chicken joints. I'm not eating chicken no more. But anyway, I would get the chicken joints. And I would eat like 6 right there, suitcase. This nigga would get 4 suitcases. And then he's like, I'm going over to Burger King to grab 4 motherfucking double whoppers. I'm like, what the fuck? I'll walk with him. Imagine this little 5'10" motherfucker at that time weighing 2 motherfucking 55, walking with this big 7 foot 350-pound motherfuckers. If we didn't look like Laurel and Hardy, let me tell you something. He was the most gentlest, strongest son of a bitch I ever seen in my life, and a goddamn giant. And then he told me his brother, who was dead, was 7 foot motherfucking 8 from Spanish Harlem. Brother. I said, well, did y'all come from down south? He says, no, we always been here. He used to laugh at the people talking that African shit. He said, no, about no Africa. He, like me, he was a little older than me. He knew his great uncles. See, that's why the beautiful thing is when you sit around people that are put in your life to learn truth, it's amazing when you start looking at, because when I told people that pale skins were always here, they were like, this nigga crazy. You know, some of the certain people that call themselves aboriginal, indigenous, and all that other goofy shit. You don't know shit. You lack truth of anything. Egypt wasn't here. Egypt was every fucking where. First of all, I would like to get into the real name of what that made, that term that's loosely used. And I'm thankful that many people know that Egypt is not really the fucking name. But the shit is tiresome. There's a lot of people that talk about a lot of things they know nothing about. Even with the little bit of knowledge I have, this shit, there might be even a lot of that shit I'm talking about might be even different. I don't know until I cross that bridge, if I ever get to cross it. I am just happy with the fact that I know that everything we think we know is a pure piece of shit fabricated lie. And that for now, when you walk around, do not be so uninvolved. Be involved at what you look at, what you see, what you hear, and what you're listening to. Where you walk and how you walk. What you touch is what you feel. Allow yourself to consume into who you are. The reality that you're not just a fucking name. That you're more than that fucking name. That name is some surface shit that only gives meaning to the enemy. They pull you over. This is my identification. The fuck for, nigga? I'm traveling. I didn't ask you to stop. Is there something wrong? Is my light out? Got a flat? No, there was. Well, if there was some criminal shit, then go find the criminal, because I'm not that much. Well, you fit that. Don't try that bullshit racist dichotomy of a fake ass history on my land. If you don't know any treaties and you don't know nothing about me, carry you on about your policies, because I don't work in fiat, motherfucker, and I ain't got time for your stupid shit. Respectfully, brother. See, motherfuckers like that, they're sick. And they've been trained by the same motherfuckers who are murdering people in Palestine. Oh, how do I know? Because I trained a few of them, and they talked about their training at first. For how the Mossad little agents come over here showing them how to do all this absurdity shit. It don't take 6 motherfuckers to take one motherfucker. I don't care if the motherfucker's on bath salts. Either you in shape, you are well trained, or you know when to approach and what to deal with, or not. Being a pussy in uniform doesn't mean you're going to get the job done. If you want to be that little squeaky little Mikey motherfucker in Green Mile, then admit to it. There's good motherfuckers out there, and a lot of time you'll never see the good ones around any of the fuck-ups. See, our people are dumb. Not just ours, because they kill a lot more pale skins. Spanish motherfuckers too, y'all. See, I am so tired of all this black, white, and red and brown bullshit. I am tired of bad motherfuckers all the way around. The problem is we have so many bad motherfuckers. And look at this fake ass government, this worthless ass ATF, and all these other fake motherfuckers. You would think they'd be smart. Well, damn, it was based on racism. But if you have enough goofy racists and niggas who hate their own people, I call them niggas, they don't call them black, and I damn sure ain't gonna call them for fucking dinner, who hate their own selves and their own people because they so grafted in, they've seen enough ugly, but they have PTSD, something worse than that. And they shouldn't be having the job they have because they're not professional. If they're agenda filled, and that's what the fuck it is. Now, how can you listen to somebody who is not lawful, law-abiding. See, this is what we're dealing with. The laws of order state that any structure or anything out there, we're supposed to know about. We're supposed to have, without asking, because I'm not fucking asking, all the good minerals and food, water not poison or anything, all that was done intentionally. When they put them buildings up, the mass manufacture shit for war, they knew it was pumping carbon and sulfur and all this shit into the heavy metals into the air. It was done with a purpose because the wars were unnecessary. It was done on all fronts. They worked together to do this shit. But y'all think you know everything. And there's a lot of people running around talking about, well, I got a pill, I got a shot, I'm safe from all this. Oh, I was a test tube baby and they manipulated with this shit won't affect me. Bullshit. The earth has a certain frequency. You stay off that frequency long enough, motherfucker. All the pills, all the TRT, all that shit ain't gonna do you nothing. Some of you ignorant motherfuckers say, well, it'll do me enough time. It'll do me well for a little short period of time. I gotta do what I gotta do. Well, obviously you haven't been party to the parlay of those who are taking their last breath in what they've had to say. And if you are, maybe you believe that you can change that outcome. No. Arthur Kessler, the 13th tribe. Fuck around and find out. During his exile in Khorasan, Justinian kept plotting to regain his throne. After 3 years, he saw his chances improving when back in Byzantium, Leonidas, that's Leon is pronounced different, but I'm going to say Leonidas. Leontius, okay, that's what it is, was dethroned and also had his nose cut off. You remember that? Okay, good. And you know we got you in parentheses when I stated only to get involved in a new war against Byzantium a few years later. So here we pick up at Justinian's second reign, 704-711, proved even worse than the first. He considered the axe, the cord, and the rack as the only instruments of royalty. He became mentally unbalanced like all the motherfuckers we see today, obsessed with hatred against the inhabitants of Khorasan. Well, you know why. Where he had spent most of the bitter years of his exile, just as they are of us here on our soil. And he sent an expedition against the town. Some of Sharon's leading citizens were burnt alive, others drowned, and many prisoners taken. But this was not enough to assuage Justinian's lust for revenge, for he sent a second expedition with orders to raze the city to the ground. However, this time, his troops were halted by a mighty Khazar army, whereupon Justinian's representative in the Crimea, a certain Bardanes, changed sides and joined the Khazars. The demoralized Byzantine expeditionary force adjured its intelligence to Justinian and elected Bardanes as emperor under the name of Philippicus. Philippicus? Wow. But since Philippicus was in Khazar hands, the insurgents had to pay a heavy ransom to the Kagan to get their new emperor back. When the expeditionary force returned to Constantinople, Justinian and his son were assassinated, and Philippicus, greeted as a liberator, was installed on the throne only to be deposed and blinded a couple of years later. The point of this gory tale is to show the influence which the Khazars at this stage exercise over the destinies of the East Roman Empire. These motherfuckers are all practiced. Can you not see what's going on? In addition to their role as defendants of the Caucasian bulwark against the Muslims, Bardanes Philippicus was an emperor of the Khazars making, and the end of Justinian's reign of terror was brought about by his brother-in-law, the Kagan. To quote Dunlop, "You all right, Papa?" Excuse me. Over the destinies of the East. Okay, anyway. and was an emperor of the Khazars, making the end of Justinian's reign of terror was brought about by his brother-in-law. The Kagan, to quote Dunlop, it does not seem an exaggeration to say that at this juncture, the Kakwan was able practically to give a new ruler to the Greek Empire. To the Greek Empire. From the chronological point of view, the next event to be discussed should be the conversion of the Khazars to Judaism around AD 740. But to see the remarkable event in its proper perspective, one should have at least some sketchy idea of the habits, customs, and everyday life among the Khazars prior to the conversion. They were warlike people. Alas, we have no lively eyewitness reports, such as Priscus' description of Attila's court, and what we do have are mainly secondhand accounts and compilations by Byzantine and Arab chronicles. Now, we all know that the Arabs today are nothing but Berbers. They're not the original people, just like the Greeks, those in Iran and everywhere else. Saudi, those are Sephardic Jews. And we mean of the Khazarian, or not of Shem. What we do have are mainly secondhand accounts and compilations by the Byzantine and Arab chronicles, which are rather schematic, and fragmentary, with two exceptions. One is a letter, purportedly from Khazar king, to be discussed in chapter 2. The other is a travelogue by an observant Arab traveler, Ibn Fadlan, who, like Priscus, was a member of a diplomatic mission from a civilized court to the barbarians of the north, the Berbers. The court was that the Caliph of Muqtadir, and the diplomatic mission traveled from Baghdad through Persia and Bukhara to the land of the Bulgars. The official pretext for this grandiose expedition was a letter of invitation from the Bulgar king, who asked the Caliph, A, for religious instructors to convert his people to Islam, and B, to build him a fortress which would enable him to defy his overlord, the king of the Khazars. The invitation, which was no doubt pre-rearranged by earlier diplomatic contacts, also provided an opportunity to create goodwill among the various Turkish tribes inhabiting territories through which the mission had to pass, by preaching the message of the Quran and distributing huge amounts of gold bakshish. To build him a fortress, which would enable him to defy his overlord. Wow. Now, nowhere in here do you hear about any Jews on any goddamn land called Palestine. None. Isn't that peculiar? The opening paragraphs of our traveler's account read, the following quotes are based on Ziki Valde-Togan's German translation of the Arabic text and English translation of extracts by Blake and Fry, both slightly paraphrased in the interest of readability. And we'll get into that part tomorrow. And nowhere in any other book do I see that, except for shit after 1940 or 50 and 60. DNA of the Gods, the Anunnaki creation of Eve and the alien battle for humanity. Chris H. Hardy, PhD. There we go. I'm about to make me some flax, high fiber, god dang, flapjacks. Well, I could make a waffle soup, but anyway. Yeah, I'm hungry, but it's going to be a while. Anyway, what we finished off yesterday was a revisited version of this original history. And I'm going to go ahead and read that anyway. It is a lady who this fact will have tremendous consequences when it is systematically obliterated by the institutionalized religions of the book. While we recover and state the historical truth based on facts reported in numerous perfectly concordant archives from different regions and languages, we shouldn't be just eager to get whose truth anyway. More and more tablets and data, for there is an urgent necessity, a moral and spiritual one, as well as a psychological one, to assess what we have been taught as kids and how we have been molded and influenced by a largely edited, biased, and revisited version of this original history. Now, it says revisited, I would say reversion, because it's based on reversionists. What we are talking about here is the damage done to women by centuries of lies. These lies have laid the groundwork for constraining women and forcing them into an inferior status, which they are not supposed to be. And in this sense, they were not only abhorrent and despicable, but strongly objectionable lies, by way of a faulty logic referring to the authoritative texts, but mainly brought about by males' pride and biased assumptions. Women were customarily denied autonomy, study, professional or vocational activity, authority, eyes are watering, authority, important social roles, in parentheses, it states apart from spouse of, and worst of all, they were deprived of incentives and opportunities to develop their mental, psychic, and even physical capabilities. As I said before, our women here didn't go through none of that shit. We did not have them. Every time I see one of these goofy motherfuckers talking about patriarch or matriarch, I'm like, what the fuck land are you talking about calling yourself indigenous or aboriginal? Where the fuck? Who are you? And I question all of them. And the majority of them ain't have shit to say. Some of them attempt to have some argument. Then I realize, oh, the motherfuckers in England. Not knocking my brothers in England, but one of these stupid motherfuckers that think they can cross the water on the internet and say all kind of goofy, dumb shit and then find the motherfucker's only 25 years old. Nigga hasn't even learned how to live yet. Pale skins too. God damn it, don't get fucked up. But beyond these social, artistic, and intellectual blinkers, only for a moment, people, so remove the blinkers. M-Cart, what's going on? Brother, you ain't hit me, give me a thumbs up, brother. What's going on, man? What's up with some of you cats up in here not giving me no thumbs up, man, to help push this past the algorithm? Is it that complicated? Or is what I'm saying compels? Man, you ain't got to like shit. Upon women, anyway, let me say that again because it was a carry on. Intellectual blinkers imposed upon women. In parentheses, it states, and reflected back on men as well. There was a deeper spiritual issue. The woman couldn't relate anymore to her own deep sacredness, the inner presence of the divine spirit, the cosmic consciousness, and more damaging yet, she could no more be a witness and a bearer of light. A priestess and a hierophant. She was denied the appropriation of her own quest by wisdom and the spirit. And who did that? The fake goddamn Jays. I have no problem saying it. The motherfuckers married into my family thought they were going to change the dynamics, and they couldn't change shit. And I'm grateful for my Jewish uncles in Brooklyn who realized that shit and denounced all that shit. And made sure I knew. Because I found them out. I was like, where's the rest of the family? You know how to find them. They ain't gone that far. I'm the one coming from far away. Maybe we will have one day. I was like, you should have been done that. He says, but a lot of your family members know. What? Then my uncle says, oh yeah. He's in Detroit, y'all. Gary Lee, 81 years old. All he know. Me and him converse all the goddamn time. We're talking about millennia of oppression. Millennias of oppression. A dire suffering of surrendering and acceptance of faith that polluted the feminine psyche and insidiously led her to self-denial, lack of confidence, and sometimes even helplessness or mental illness. That's why I have to speak to the women the way I do. It's like a boot camp. It takes us to motherfucking snap them out of that goddamn coma that the enemy put in, that has them hating their own beloved men, and has our men fractured and broken and fucked up. A woman cannot raise a man child, nor a woman child by herself. It is impossible, imperative, they both must be involved. From the beginning to the end, why do you think they created all this shit to have ownership over our children? When they can't have ownership because they're not even in the place or position to do it. That's why jackboots listen to a fake ass lie, don't know nothing about laws, nor treaties, or anything that apply to people, because the people have been so dumbed down and they carry out doing things that are going to come back and haunt them on their last breath. That's right. So if you're in a costume watching, if you're a fake ass judge like my goddamn godmother was, if you're anybody like that, it's going to come back and it's going to bite you in your fucking ass. And I don't say that with emotion. I had to act a little bit because I didn't know how to say it calmly, because you might have been like, what's he talking about? Yeah, well, it's fucking real. Anyway, we are talking about millennia of oppression, of dire suffering, of surrendering and acceptance of fate that polluted the feminine psyche and insidiously led her to self-denial, lack of confidence, and sometimes even helplessness or mental illness. But worse is the fact that due to the above, the woman tended to lose her natural understanding of nature, supremely magical, that is founded on a deep inner sharing and a comprehensive holistic approach. When I told people that the women during childbirth used to take one of the sisters, or one of the, y'all call them wives, we didn't have those terms, to go out to a sacred old tree and to birth that child in, and then the men, when the child would hear that cry, and the helpers would come, the females, the men would go out there and build a home, a wigwam around her and that child. She did not separate from the placenta. She would be out there until the placenta fell off and the baby was nurtured to a certain degree. Tell me I'm lying, God damn it. Might know more than you fucking even can imagine. And that placenta was buried by that tree. And then once she returned, there was no trace that she had ever been by that tree. Root to root, bush to bush, life for life. But worse is the fact that due to the above, the woman tended to lose her natural understanding of nature, supremely magical, that is founded on a deep inner sharing and a comprehensive holistic approach, a natural empathy that endeared alive not only a deep bonding with earth, but also a secret inner communion within the same alive spirit of earth, our mother. The collective unconsciousness didn't need to be made aware. It's in our DNA. It's just that we allowed a system to come upon us with lack of knowledge of knowing how it did, other than being lied to which you have no binding with it, nor no contractual agreement to it. The spirit of the goddess is indeed a free spirit, alive, joyful, intelligent, penetrating, and sensitive. It is the reason illuminated by intrusion. The Illuminati is nothing but a perversion of men who like to stick other men in the butts to keep the diversion going, of which Plotinus was talking. We are talking about 4 or 5 million women tortured and killed, psychically broken, and then physically slain during at least 4 centuries of the Inquisition. When I tell you those bones under the Roman Vatican are Negroid, prove me fucking wrong. Just like the ones here disposed and ignored by ritualistic dummies, like your Bidens and all the other idiots. And so we'll pick up from there tomorrow. It gets meaty. The Book of Enoch. Woe to you who work godlessness, and glory in lying and exalt them. Ye shall perish, and no happy life shall be yours. Woe to them who pervert the words of uprightness, and strangers transgress the eternal law. The eternal law is nothing but natural order. No religion, no worshiping of anything. It's ordained since time immortal, before this time immoral. And transform themselves into what they were not, into sinners. They shall be trodden underfoot upon the earth. In those days make ready, ye righteous to raise. I'm reading it again, so have at it. In those days make ready, ye righteous, to raise your prayers as a memorial, chants, homes, one voice, balance. And place them in a testimony before the angels, chant against them, that it may be lifted to the ancestors in that which is based upon order, regardless of terms and labels and names. That's misguidance. That they may place the sin of the sinners for a memorial before the Most High. In those days, the nations shall be stirred up, to which they attempt to reach to destroy because of what they've done. And the families of the nations shall rise on the day of destruction. And in those days, the destitute shall go forth and carry off their children. So destruction needs to happen. I'm all about it and all for it, whether here or not. And they shall abandon them, so that their children shall perish through them. Yea, they shall abandon their children that are still sucklings, and not return to them, and shall have no pity on their beloved ones. And again I swear to you, ye sinners, that sin is prepared for a day of unceasing bloodshed. And they who worship stones and gave images of gold and silver and wood and stone and clay, and those who worship impure spirits and demons and all kinds of idols, not according to knowledge, shall get no manner of help from them. For these things we did not worship. They were a tool and a vice, a vestige of that vessels we are. And they shall become godless by reason of the folly of their hearts. That means what's in you shall be an abyss of emptiness, purgatory of self. And their eyes shall be blinded through the fear of their hearts, their ignorance, their narcissistic behaviors, and their inaptitude based upon a false aptitude, and through visions in their dreams. Through these they shall become godless and fearful, for they shall have wrought all their work in a lie, and shall have worshipped the stone. Therefore in an instant shall they perish. But in those days, blessed are all they who accept the words of wisdom and understand them. He didn't say God or the young or the chosen and all that shit. That's why it's important to be nurtured with truth. But if you dispute and dismiss truth, then you dismiss creation. You dismiss yourself. You become perverse. And observe the paths of the Most High and walk in the path of high righteousness. That means in order. Self-ordinance, ordained in order. And become not godless with the godless, for they shall be saved. Woe to you who spread evil to your right neighbors, for you shall be slain in Sheol. Woe to you who make deceitful and false measures, and, in parentheses, it states to them, and who cause bitterness on the earth. Now, I know, we want to sit and says, but if that's the case, then why are they still doing it if they know this? It's not that. It's wording. It's wordism. You have bandwagon lists. You have a separation, a degradation. You have those who don't believe in none of it because they have stepped so far out of the circle that they have consummated, as I said before, the relationship to their perversion. I know guys who went to war, and even after war, they were like, what the fuck? But they make this claim, I would do it again. That is how fucking foolish they became. And then you say, well, what was wrong with the nourishment, the nurturing, that you would rather forego the nourishing to go and be in action when you wasn't even steeped in true action of learning and knowledge and nurturing? So when you start stepping into the truth of nurturing and knowledge, then you'll realize the appreciation of something greater than the affliction of pain and suffrage. Because if anybody believes they can find something righteous out of that, they become their own self-preserved sacrilege. The Book of Giants, the Watchers, Nephilim, and the Book of Enoch. Ooh, they're so smart. Last time we finished, we had went through the Lord having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not, and angels that kept their own in principality, but left their proper inhabitation. He have kept in everlasting bonds under darkness until the judgment of the great day. And then we damn sure read this part, because you know how I get about this. But for if God spared not the angels when they sinned, but cast them down into hell and committed them to pits of darkness to be reserved unto judgment, you would think that it says, but why not? He's not saving you fucking sinners. So come on. First, you people who have stepped deep off the deep end in your perversion, go and stay there. We need that. That's the energy we need. I don't give energy to you people. None whatsoever. And there are more who are stopping to give it. So you have your little goofy statues, your little dumb words, and your little placations, and all your fervent little fucktarians and everything else. To what extent other New Testament writers regarded Enoch scriptures, and we know what that said because we know that the passages that Enoch, which remind one of passages found in the New Testament, because we know that the New Testament is hogwash to a degree, in a decor. Enoch was also referenced in other writings such as the Book of Jubilees, which is just the part we're going to pick up from, which is canon. So you can remember, which is canon in the Ethiopic Christian Church and the Book of Giant, in which one of the fallen angels is called by the name of Gilgamesh. Yes, Red Floyd, I'd ordered that book for, what was it, 46? I think it came to 50 goddamn $8. I'm not ordering no more books until y'all start matching what the fuck I got left. So I'm not ordering no more. And there's plenty I want to order, but I just bunch shit. The Book of Enoch seems to be a missing link between Jewish and Christian theology and is considered by many to be more Christian in its theology than Jewish. And I can't collect yet, so it's just the way it is. It was considered scripture by many early Christians. The literature of the church fathers is filled with references to this book. The early 2nd century apocryphal book of the Epistle of Barnabas makes many references and quotes from the Book of Enoch. Now, if somebody's living a lie in history, who would have something to benefit by keeping people worshiping outside of their truth, worshiping things with stories misconstrued, where they be actually Gilgamesh, this, that, and the other, and have a roundabout of many different religions? Who is to gain? The same ones who have set themselves in positions of power and ordain the fools who they first tricked the light fantastic with. As you know, as I stated before, look at who all the top billionaires are. Not that I give a fuck about the dollar. I'm just making a statement for you to pay attention. And then under them, and then under them. The Book of Enoch's 2nd and 3rd century church fathers like Justin Martyr, Irenaeus, Origen, and Clement of Alexandria all seem to have accepted Enoch as authentic. Tertullian, 160-230 AD, even called the Book of Enoch Holy Scripture. The Ethiopian Coptic Church holds the Book of Enoch as part of its official spiritual canon. It was widely known and read the first 3 centuries after Christ. This and many other books became discredited after the Council of Laodicea, and being under ban of the authorities, it gradually disappeared from circulation. Well, who set themselves up in the room? In 1773, rumors of a surviving copy of the book drew Scottish explorer James Bruce to distant Ethiopia. He found the Book of Enoch had been preserved by the Ethiopian Church, which put it right alongside the other books of the Bible. Bruce secured not 1 but 3 Ethiopian copies of the book and brought them back to Europe and Britannia in 1773. But yet, Nova and the History Channel would have you believe that that big mountain with the hole in it, the motherfucker that stays up there, that nobody can get up there to them books because he cuts the rope and has plenty more to lay down. That nobody has touched the book. Do you see that abhorrent in the lies of Nova, History, and all those other goofy fucking Smithsonian channels? PBS, the worst one, biggest child prolifica. Anyway, back to Europe and Britain in 1773. Bruce returned from 6 years in Abyssinia, and in 1821, Richard Lawrence published the first English translation. The famous R.H. Charles edition was published, in 1912. In the following years, isn't that about the right time, 1912? World Fair, World War I, about to kick off, Three Cousins. Anyway, the following years, several portions of the Greek text surfaced then with the discovery of Cave 4 at Qumran. 7 fragmentary copies of the Aramaic text were discovered, and this means the text passed from its Aramaic form into Greek, and finally into Giz, an Ethiopian language, Giz. But we read this one and go on to the next. Before the discovery of the Aramaic form was uncovered, it was thought that Enoch was written after Jude and borrowed heavily from it. However, after the discovery of Enoch among the texts in Qumran, Dead Sea Scrolls, scholars had to re-examine the evidence. Enoch not only existed long before the biblical book of Jude, it is now obvious that both Jude and Peter believed and borrowed heavily from Enoch. This makes the book of Enoch, one of the earliest apocalyptic books ever. Hold on, I gotta plug this in, guys. I usually wait until it's below half. I'm dying. A couple more books to go here. There we go. Right at, what was it, 49? Excuse me. Anyway, it makes it the earliest apocalyptic book. Most apocalyptic literature was written after the destruction of the Jewish temple in Jerusalem, 70 AD, under the defeat of a Roman siege. Rome was considered by the Jews to be an ungodly nation, as well as the oppressors of an enemy of the Jews. The Jews considered themselves to be the chosen people of God. When the temple of God was destroyed, it caused great turmoil throughout Judaism. Why would God let this happen to his chosen people, and moreover, to his own house? The answer must be that the Jewish people had sinned and wandered away from the will of God. If this were true, then when the Jewish nation repented and came back to God, he would avenge them by allowing the Jews to conquer and crush their enemies. The Jews would once again appear to be the victorious and chosen people they were meant to be. They were meant to be. Excuse me. The return of the Jewish nation to the strict will and law of God, and the battle and victory through God's help, is the basis of most apocalyptic literature. And who is in control of that? We actually are. But the problem is the delusions of those orphan babies and those lied to and those who accepted sacrilege as an answer are the ones. And until you step away from that, those lies, and change the narrative, and stop listening to these goofy niggas who don't know nothing, who want to take. I have love for some of them, a lot of them actually. But they don't have nothing to give because they don't know no better. Religion, pooey. That's how I feel about it. Certain words, pooey. Y'all know how I feel. But there's a lot of information that's based upon relevance to reality. Why would somebody create all of mankind, regardless of where, and want them to worship? Doesn't it seem the story is that they be obedient and subjugate themselves to do menial tasks and labor? And who would want that, and at what time, and why? Anyway, Exposing Expositions, 1851-1915, revised edition, Howdy Mikowski, from 2019 to 2021. The Buffalo Exposition is most known for the shooting of President McKinley, twice in the stomach by Leon Czolgosz. Look him up. Czolgosz. You don't know who that is. In the Temple of Music on September 6th. What was shocking about the aftermath was the hospital and operating area at the fair had no interior lighting, though outside was 10,000 electric lights. They had to hold up a mirror to reflect in the rays of the sun for a local doctor, not trained in such surgeries, to do the operation. A nationwide hunt went out looking for any anarchists. Wow, anarchists. I hate that word. Anyway, that might have been a friend of, I don't know how to pronounce the name, so I'm chopping it up. Czolgosz. All right, CZ. So I figured the C is silent, or sounds like an S, so Czolgosz. Anyone know? Please type it in the way it's pronounced. Anyone he had even spoke to for the past few weeks was arrested and held for questioning for weeks. Meanwhile, the news on the president was that his health was continuously improving until September 12th, when it was reported he was getting worse and then died on the 13th. September 13th. Anywho, the trial of Czolgosz started on September 23rd, just 10 days after the death of the president, and lasted only 2 days. His two appointed attorneys basically argued nothing. They did not speak to the client and call no witnesses or testimony. He was quickly convicted and died in an electric chair on October 29, 1901. Then had Ali killed. And did this individual carry out the real job? Well, you know, we think about Mr. Kennedy and Lee Harvey Oswald and Mr. What's his name? The fake mobster guy who supposedly shot Oswald in the stomach. That wasn't melodramatic. Anywho, back to the reading. And called no witnesses to testimony. All right, we know he was at a listen. And man, damn, poured what acid poured over his body and buried. Was this assassination similar to the Kennedy? Oh, look, I didn't read this. Assassination, an inside job that was quickly covered up so that, yes, so that choice of leader, check it out, Theodore Teddy Roosevelt was also a Jew, could be in charge. The electric chair actually turned out to be a big part of the fair and is connected to the rivalry between Tesla and Edison. Edison had previously tried to show Tesla's alternating current was dangerous and had staged public electrocutions of animals, including dogs and a horse, using Tesla's technology. Edison was the first to use the electric chair on a prisoner, William Kemmler, at the Auburn, New York prison in 1890. God damn. Then, 11 years later, Edison was back at the same prison helping with Czolgosz's execution. What? Edison went so far as to create a film reenactment of the execution so he could brand anything associated with electricity with his own name. I gotta find that, y'all. I gotta find that. We're gonna stop right there. I gotta find that, y'all. I doubt it'll give me that. Anybody else looking? Wow. Music is too low for me. For 1903, Edison fries an elephant to prove his point. Topsy the elephant was electrocuted at Luna Park Zoo on Coney Island in 1903. Captured on film by Thomas Edison, the event was one of a string of animal electrocutions Edison staged to discredit new form of electricity, alternating current. Great God, he is alive. The first man executed by electric chair died slower than Thomas Edison expected. Holy shit. How Thomas Edison used a fake electric chair execution film to fight the electricity war. How Thomas Edison used a fake, they keep saying fake, but here it is. They have the actual one of the elephant being electrocuted. What in the whole entire activity? So what is to say the electric chair, an experiment born in Auburn, the first motion picture shot in the United States, which I know is a lot. Anyway, they actually have it on fucking YouTube, guys. I'm not putting that up for y'all to watch. I'm sorry. I can't do that. That is gross and negligent. Anyway, let's get into the Heaven Bearers, the Great Reset of 1834 and the Mud Flood, Janine Helen. I mean, I would show it, but everybody knows, well, if you paid attention, you've been paying attention to my lives, you know that I worked at the Thomas Edison building for a handful of years. And I knew two of the gentlemen who worked there as children, and they told me everything else. And that was the reason why I knew Nikola Tesla wasn't the motherfucker they keep showing. I don't know why they keep whiting out history to make y'all motherfuckers like y'all something when you are something, but you're not the motherfuckers that made everything. It's like hockey. How can y'all be playing hockey while our people are great as swimmers and can skate, ice skate and everything? It's not new. It's shit is old. We created that shit. Basketball. And then you got a bunch of fake Paleskins down in South America talking about, yeah, the rubber ball through a hole and they beheaded motherfuckers. No, only motherfuckers that got beheaded was the enemy coming on land. Fucking made up ass history and y'all feel good about that goofy shit. Told you come from a war like blood. You ain't war. But there are those who were here with us and a lot of them were murdered and shipped to South Africa. Yes, Paleskins from here shipped to South fucking Africa in the motherfucking late and early 1900s. Do the research. Okay, here we go. Let me throw this down. Anyway, well, yesterday we left off. Mother, where are we going? A timid little voice asked, startled and confused. Bonnie looks down and realizes that she is holding each of their little hands in hers. They are already 5 years old, and she wonders where the time has gone. They look like her. Their hair is golden blonde with small curls, and their eyes are as blue as the bluest ocean. Malcolm, where's Malcolm? She asks the universe in that moment, and she can feel a presence behind her. Her body doesn't tense up, and she knows it is not an enemy, but a friend, a lost soul that she needs to reunite with, Cassiel. She turns around to face him, and fate shows her what was supposed to be. She was supposed to be his. She is dressed in a gold-colored gown, which is covered in crystals and pearls, and she sees him waiting for her with his hands stretched out. Come, he says gently, and she follows the sound of his voice without any doubt or concern. He is standing in front of her, in front of the tree of life, and she knows her destiny was him. He was to be her husband, and they were to rule the empire together. After King Finn and Queen Ariella, she smiles at him, but stops walking down the aisle. I am sorry, Cassiel. This was destiny, but it is no more. She tells him and slips the ring off of her finger and lays it down gently onto the floor at her feet. He smiles that he understands, nods in approval, and she runs as fast as she can to go and find Malcolm. Wow. She arrives in a medium-sized town, walks straight into the town square, and there are thousands of people gathered waiting for her. She walks up to the stairs to the balcony, and gazes at the view of all the Tartarians who came to see her. "My name is Daphne, and I am looking for my husband. Where is he?" she asks the crowd. A man appears from the middle of the crowd and steps in front of the balcony and looks up towards her and he looks like Malcolm and starts to grin at the sight of her. "I am your true husband, according to destiny," he replies, but his eyes are not green, they are hazel brown. She walks down towards him and touches his face. "Destiny abandoned us a very long time ago, and now take me to him," she orders. Can't listen to that. Okay, I'm going to read this. I'm going to shut it down. Anyway, he leads her into the city of, I'm skipping over here. All right. I just fell off that quick. Wow. Oh, okay. "I am your true husband according to destiny," he replies, but his eyes are not green, they are hazel brown. She walks down towards him and touches his face. "Destiny abandoned us a very long time ago. Now take me to him," she orders. "Sure, I thought you was in here." What the hell? Anyway, he leads her into a city of over 1 million people that is just down the valley from the town she was in. They have built this city in the middle of an uninhabitable plain of ice and snow, and it defies all logic. There is a big star fort at the entrance, and free energy flows around them and lights up the entire area. It is freezing cold, and there is ice and thick snow everywhere, but she is warm. Is this what it is like before they came? Is this the old world? It's not what it says, y'all. I'm correcting some stuff here. Is this the old world? Her eyes traces in awe and her eyes trace his in awe and amazement. Yes, many of us have retained our way of life here, and they can't find or harm us. The snow hides us well and protects us, he replies. But they will find you eventually. You can't hide forever, she replies, and bends down to touch the snow. It is cold to the touch, but she can't hold it. Without it hurting her hand. Yes, at some point, our luck will run out, but it won't be today, he says, and guides her to a red-faced brick 5-story building. It reminds her of the hotel she stayed in when she was in New York with Malcolm, the Brownstones. That name is just terrible. Anyway, it has the same fine details, and she can appreciate and admire the superb workmanship of those who built it. It is just as breathtaking inside as it is on the outside. It is decorated with gold ornaments, and the staircase is made out of marble. This is how we conduct the free energy that we harness from Mother Nature. Yes, he says, and points to the gold ornaments that are strategically placed above them on the ceiling and roof. There is an organ above a fireplace, and she chuckles at the sight of it. That metal thing with all the pipes, what is that? She asks eagerly, and her eyes burn with fire. We use that to harness the free energy. Everything has a frequency. It is what gives everything its shape. Just like a snowflake, change the frequency and the shape will change too. The organ sends out the right frequency for all the different types of free energy. For example, there is a certain energy that will create electricity, but we use a completely different one for heat and to regulate the temperature. Do you understand, he asks? Yes, it is amazing. I didn't realize how complex it all is. What I don't understand is why Mother Nature just gave up on us like that. She chose the heaven bearers over us, and it makes no sense. She pauses briefly, and anger runs through her like a flooded river. She deserves to die for her betrayal. Do you think you deserve to die for causing the mud flood? He replies and gives her a soft smile. She goes pale white and doesn't say a word. How? She clears her throat. How do you know about that? She asks, and her eyes fill with tears. She wipes them away and notices a silhouette of a man in the corner of her eye. Father? Amelia cries out, and together with Amelia runs towards him, and he embraces them gently. He hasn't aged a single day. He looks exactly the same as she remembers him, and this confuses her. It has been 5 years. She sees a mirror and looks at her own reflection, touching her face to make sure it is real. You haven't aged a day either, Bonnie, he says. But she doesn't go towards him yet. She notices Henry, and he is standing at the edge of the staircase with a smile on his face, and he is holding a baby in his arms. His young Tartarian wife is standing by his side, and Bonnie is happy for him. She feels the peace and harmony all around her. Every single person here is living in equilibrium with Mother Nature, and there is only happiness. She runs up to Malcolm and finally embraces him. I have missed you so much, she tells him, and kisses him passionately, but his lips seem strange. She looks at his face, and he is grinning. She pulls away from him suddenly, and he starts to twitch and lick his lips, and she knows it isn't Malcolm. Bonnie rolls her eyes and starts to laugh, and sarcastically, there is an undertone of anger in her laugh, and everything around her fades away into fine white dust and blows away with the wind. Nice try, Azrael, but I am more powerful than you think. She closes her eyes tight and tells herself that it is now time to get back to the others. She focuses on Malcolm and attempts to spot him in her mind. It takes her a while until she can hear his voice, but she can sense that he is close. She locks onto his aurora and holds onto it as hard as she can. She finally opens her eyes, and she is standing in front of an ocean. It is cold, and she has Malcolm and Henry standing next to her. She is still pregnant, and she has no idea where she is, but she knows she is far away from Tartaria. Where are we? She asks, and grabs hold of Malcolm's hands. And then tomorrow, we will go into chapter 17. I know there's some of you will go back and watch, and some will come and watch. And this is if you stayed this long. And you'll wonder, what was the purpose of the 2 videos and what I stated? It's like tea. I need you to look at what they put out there. And even as innocent as the young man was, I need you to have your cup empty. And as for the second video, the giants, they have relegated truth to fantasy, fiction, and myth and legend. Why would you have to do it 4 different ways? But every story we hear is based on something like the Tree of Life, Jack and the Giant Beanstalk, corn, maize, and the 3 sisters, squash and beans and corn. Why is it that people do not get the reality of the truth and the fact that everything has been hidden away, and now that everything is being spoken, from flat earth to everything else, the enemy does not know how to stop or divert, because they have lied so much, but there are so many secret perversions with it, that they must kill everything. And some of those who come watching and go about their business, oh, it's not interesting. I thought it was going to be bushcraft. We're talking about 2A, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to talk about 2A. You got your leaders who you love so much. Let them, and the people who are a pundit of the game, let them play chess with your life. You don't want to know the truth. Those who come in here and run, they don't want nothing of the truth. You know what they want? They want to satiate like a fixture on a mantelpiece, their ego. They want to see who won the game. Like right now, I'm looking at niggas who I've respected for a long time, talking about the Eagles and the Bengals. What? Fuck football. You dumb son of bitches. And one day, some of y'all be at one of these games and you'll get exactly what you got coming when it happens. Sadly. A lot of things have been discussed and thrown around. Who's to say when? Because there's not an if, it's a win. All these goddamn games, and people play games on each other. Well, if you're going to stay watching all these damn dumbass games, then stop playing games with one another. Level the fuck up. You dig what I'm saying? Or go follow the goofies y'all follow. Go and watch their little dumbass videos and be in their audience cheerleading and shit. Because every time I visit, and I pay respect, because that's what I do. I see the misinformation. I see the antagonism. I see the waywardness. I see the self-destruction. I don't see, if you stay here long enough, I'll be talking in a way that only you'll understand me and the rest of the motherfuckers won't get it at all. So hang in there. And maybe you could turn around and you can find a few more real ones out the barrel of crabs. All right. So anyway, I got to run to the post office. Then I got to come back and start prepping these motherfucking flax 12 grain. I need blueberries. But some blueberries, ganeo, banana. I got to pick up some honey. So I need blueberries and honey. I'm not picking anything else up. I swear to goodness. So I'm going to go out here and chap it up. I love those of you who came. Share this. I appreciate it. I've been seeing people share my material. I appreciate it. This material is not just mine. It is yours. All right? And I really, really appreciate you. Ladies, last time I didn't give it. Gentlemen, brothers, you already know. I just gave y'all some love because it's always there. Unquestionable. We have a lot of work to do. And the enemy is a coward. Know that. All right. See y'all later. Oh, shout out to my apologies. Oh, damn, I got to turn this up right. I didn't know y'all was doing all that. Let me see if it works. It says rotate device. Why does it always do this rotate device shit? Unlock. Why is it locked like that? And what? I know y'all can see me, right? But it says, hold on. There. I'm trying to rotate. You know what? No 10, you can kiss my ass. Let me just go ahead. Grant Hirondo. I commented. Yeah, you know it's fair use, brother. Rip Floyd. What's up, mama? Alita Evans. Appreciate you coming in. Hope you got something if you're still here. You know what I mean? Etta, what's going on, Etta? What's going on, beloved? M. Cart, what's cracking? Yeah. 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 Very correct. You know what? Wow. So I had to take the stream down. Ain't that some shit? That's why men are wearing makeup and women's clothing. Yeah, man. Of course. Appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. Everybody that comes in, hit the like and all that and respect. Mama Red, what's up, baby girl? Was it 1912? My grandma was 14. She looked just like me. Look at that shit. See? She was born what? 1892, 98, right? That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Kathy Williams, 38 Infantry, Buffalo Soldiers, and you'll be looking at me. Look at it. You hear that? I know you shared it to me, baby. I'm going to check it out. Why did this say reconnecting? They're so retarded. Did Bonnie create the snow? You know, in the story. No. That's something going way back as far as the story goes. You know. I'm just reading everybody. It wouldn't rotate for, I don't know why. This is so goofy. But anyway, mad love, mad respect. I'm gonna run out here to the post office and I'm gonna pick up some blueberries and honey for my waffles, my Belgian waffles or flapjacks I'm gonna make. I also have from the res my old chicken coops. A friend of mine, chickens, I give him all my Jersey Reds, all my chickens, and he's got like, he says from the 12 that I had when I was on the Reds, he's got like 40. So he's got the ones that I told him how to do the thing with the this is before I get off, the compost, and they eat off of that alone. He doesn't have to put no feed, no pellets, none of that shit, no hormones. Them chickens is healthy as hell. They don't look nothing like the shit in the store. So I got some legs and wings. Those are my favorite. It used to be breasts, but if it ain't a woman's breast and I can't get no fucking cholesterol and milk, I don't want nothing, because that will heal me 100%. If you're milking, bring them on over here. Goddamn, I'll milk your breast with these old milkers I got, and I'll put them things in the freezer and I'll live off of that shit. But serious as fuck. But yeah, so I'm probably gonna put them in the oven or roast them. Roast them in the oven and with the flapjacks, like waffles and chicken. So I'm not big on chicken, but everybody's bugging. Why do you think white substance is? That looks like snow, Chief. I don't know. I know. Did y'all see the live where I talked about my friend went out and and he grabbed a handful of it? It was like 3 feet of snow, 4 feet, and he grabbed a handful of it, and he said he had to see for himself, and he took a goddamn torch. We do the bushcraft and shit, and he put a torch to that shit, and that shit turned black. He said he knew that wasn't no snow, and he saw people going out there making ice cream, all kind of shit, and it's just nothing but pure poison. I don't know, brother. I don't know, man. I really, bro. Davenport, I really don't know. I hope you hit that like button for me, brother, so we can push this and get this going. The more people that come in, I wish they just hit the like. I hit the like even on shit I don't like, man, just to help people out. I guess that's just the way I'm built. I don't know. I'm built like that. You could be talking about some dumb shit, and I'll just hit the like. Not meaning I like what you're doing. Maybe you're going to elevate and grow. Everybody. I subscribe to people who don't have a channel. The fuck? I think I'm the only subscriber on 5 people's channels. If they have someone that's goofy and his music I don't like, I just hit the like. Just to, what I'm saying? They might, I'm just that way. But I don't know. I'm gonna look into that too. I'm gonna look into that, brother Roy. I'm gonna look really, really deep into that. That's an excellent question. And whatever I pull out, whatever I find, I'm gonna share with you guys. Okay. I don't know if it's an answer. I'm gonna share it with you guys. Excellent question. I just only knew from the level of there's something wrong with this stuff that's falling. And I've seen so many videos that I said, if we get enough snow here, now on the res, we just get a lot of snow. I just never done it out there. Or did I? I think I did do it. And the shit did go black. It's been that long. I don't like giving it energy. But out here, if we do get like a foot or something, they said we're supposed to be it's coming around. I'm going to do it live. I'm going to open the door. I'm going to walk out barefoot. I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to walk out there, put the camera in the door, put the cat upstairs in the room, close because he like to run outstairs with me. And show you the meditation I do in the snow, barefoot. Hardly no clothes on. I don't care if it's below 0. 5 to 10, 15 minutes. And I'm going to grab the snow up and I'm going to set it on fire and see what comes. I hope it ain't no joke and the whole motherfucker go up, because that wouldn't be nice. I don't think duck, drop, and roll will work then, but anywho, we'll give it a shot. You know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and get myself together because I want these blueberries in my flapjacks. And I can't rotate this goddamn thing. Who is this out here talking all retarded? Oh, it's only workers. Make it sound like a fed, man. Anyway, I was like, what are you doing? I'm talking on like this, sound like that. Anyway, so hold on, guys. I'm gonna take y'all with me to the goddamn car. To the truck. Let me get my shit on. Yes, sir. It's pretty nice out there. I just closed the window because I don't want him falling out. If I'm not here and he falls out the goddamn window, because he be fucking things up, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. That's my boy. He allowed to fuck things up. Get my wallet. Put y'all right here for a hot second under the TV. Yeah, this motherfucker won't call me back, y'all. Bitch. That's how I feel about these little wicked motherfuckers over there now. That's why I tell you, names and stuff don't mean nothing to me. I don't care what name these motherfuckers have or use. I don't care how they prop themselves up. They don't mean shit to me. None of them do at these hospitals no more because there's too much evil. You dig what I'm saying? These motherfuckers are so goddamn evil, man. And they think it's all right, y'all. I gotta put the Nike hat on. They think it's all right. They think it's all right to do the dumb shit they do because they so grafted into the fucking lie. And shit is like unbelievable, man. Ain't nobody trying to feel this shit no more, man. I know I ain't. All right, I'm gonna grab this up. I'm gonna take y'all with me to the store, man. Fuck it, man. Well, I mean, what I got to lose, man? I done did my reading. What the fuck? Grab me a couple of Macs. You know, I travel like that. Where my goddamn keys at? Listen here, you little nigga. What you doing? Oh, I bet he got my keys. Did he get my keys? Oh, there you go. I'm gonna say, damn, did he get my keys? He be playing with everything. Homeboy, he don't let up on nothing. Let's see, where's this one? I'm gonna take a hoodie with me just in case, y'all. I don't want that damn hoodie. You know what? Let's pick this hoodie right here. I like this hoodie. I just got the blue too. I'll be right back, Papa. Okay. I feel like I want to get a cramp, y'all. I feel like I'm gonna get a cramp. Oh, not shit. No potassium, no nothing, y'all. No tea. I ain't had shit. Hold on. Oh, damn it. Whoo, child. We're gonna just, you know what? Instead of wearing that one. I got about 1 million hoodies, so if anybody ever come over here, you know you're gonna get a hoodie, right? I'm talking about women. You get to wear one of my hoodies and shit. I got so many of them. You'd be like, I'm taking this one. I know you is. And every time I see you, you better be rocking it. My boy is out like a light. Because he would be down here right behind me. Oh, shit. What's wrong, boy? You that sleepy? Huh? Alexander. Don't run to the door like you're going to text somebody, Mom. Yo, funny. You was out like a light. Look at you putting the hunch in your back. I'm about to get you a girl so you can put the huckleberry hobo rover fuck position. Put them in that huckleberry hobo rover fuck position. I'm gonna open the window for you, all right? So the way you got that. So I know you'll be wanting to see where the hell he at. There you go, Papa. All right. All right. Let's go out here. I'll be right back, Papa. I'm only taking. This is why I travel. It don't matter where you at, bro. I'm in a beautiful place. It's nice, but you never know when you might have to help somebody or somebody get some shit going on. You got to do what you got to do. And I'm ready to help anyone and everybody who needs help. Okay. Damn, it's nice out here, y'all. They still spraying shit in the goddamn sky, though. You stupid motherfuckers. Oh, rotate. It's my fault. They always run this dumb shit. I know they better stay the fuck away from my truck. I don't know that much. Oh, bitches. What is this? Oh, that's Mexican food. Okay. All right. And we need to put some gas in your ass. Yes, sir. All right. Whoo, child, let me put this back on charge. Here we go. Yeah, take y'all for a ride. What the fuck? What the hell, man? It's only fucking Monday, right? Why not? Okay. And temperature is 51 degrees. I should warm it up a little bit, but next to catch. Kids out here playing. Put some clothes on them damn babies. But they probably got them jabbed up too. I hope not. Oh boy. Retired police officer, good brother of mine, the yard he works on, right? This was made by Telly on the course of Yokode. Chief Two Bears Ross. Chief Darren Two Bears Ross. I miss that brother, man. I miss him. Principal chief of the Cherokee Nation. So I usually just leave it right here in the sun. And it's real tobacco in there from the Carolinas. I keep a bag of it in my fridge. I just haven't had a reason to use it. I think I'm going to use it here soon. You know what I mean? Excuse me, guys. So yeah, take y'all for a ride. What the hell, man? You know what I mean? I could talk a whole lot of smack, but y'all already know what needs to be done. Y'all know exactly needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Where that boy at? Where she heading? You driving? I'm driving, heading home after. Oh, you heading home? Oh man, shit. Home is where. This is home. This is home. Not this fucking truck, but this is home. All right, thank you. Get that big ass truck out the way. These motherfuckers will run. These farm motherfuckers will run around all over the place. They'll motherfuckers spray your door handles. They'll spray your home handles. They have motherfuckers that get your keys that go on your place and do all kind of weird little quick shit. That's how serious and the desperation of these imbeciles that have been raised from the 90s. In the 90s, and recently, these stupid motherfuckers here is a whole new breed of fucking dumb. I'm not spewing hate. I'm talking about the truth. And a lot of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's not everybody, because we got our generational idiots and ones before us talking about the baby boomers. Them stupid sons of bitches. And you dealing with a lot of them idiots. And you're dealing with the baby boomers and the motherfuckers who were the Great War motherfuckers. Well, not the Great War, but the Great War to end all wars. The bullshit narrative painted by, again, a bunch of dumbass Zionists. All they do is skulk and they dig in the grave, looking at, or they dig in the fields, looking at what animals they can harvest for their ritualistic bullshit. You dig what I'm saying? And that's what we're dealing with right now. And most people aren't even aware of it. Most people don't even know that. I'm at the pew. Oh man, what kind of fuck are y'all doing? You niggas don't know how to drive this shit. And they all got the rainbow. What is this new rainbow around your damn license plate shit? I told you, man, these people, they getting rid of themselves, man. It's sad. This nigga, man. Anyway. All right. I'm gonna leave it like that. All right. I'm gonna leave it running too. Can't go on there. Oh, damn. You got all kinds of. I forgot I'll be grabbing everything. And then mama. Stay right there. I'll be right back. I do have something on the speaker. Yeah, I parked way over here. I don't want nobody bumping into me. Stay the fuck away from me. New declaration. They be doing so much. I'm about to get rid of all that shit. They don't know I'm going to get rid of all this shit. I will tell them, fuck you. Fuck you. Let me see. Oh, this is all it is. I don't need none of that shit. Man, they so retarded. They ain't never sent this shit before, and all of a sudden they sending it. Oh, this is clowns, man. Anywho, as I stated some time back, if you want to like be all involved in the process of laws and all that shit, and some people get emotional because you talk about it and you go against what they say, you go ahead and get with them. I told you, former boys and lone wolf and told. Follow them, check them out, you know, if that's, god damn it. Dismiss. I feel like putting on a goddamn seatbelt. Follow them, you know, that's what that's what it's all about. Man, I'm not fucking with that shit no more. See, we're gonna keep messing with all the little shit when the big picture is the one that needs to be painted. Right? How about we all in one goddamn voice? See, this is the problem. Most motherfuckers want to be separate. You know what I'm saying? So I hit a motherfucker up and she ain't even responding. Why? This is what I'm talking about. When you talk dumb shit and you get caught out there, and then you're not carrying yourself the way you're supposed to be carrying yourself, you know, I see you for what you is. It's no hate. The reality is, stop the bullshit. You know, if you want to stay stuck in the bullshit, then stay stuck in the bullshit. But I'm not gonna allow nobody over here to get caught up in that bullshit, because I'm gonna speak on some things. See, I always tell the person, be careful of how you move, what you say, and when you say it. Now I'm gonna say what I want to say, how I want to say it, because I know I back my shit up. And I know I mean what I say. There's a difference from motherfuckers that don't mean what they say, compared to motherfuckers that keep running into the same motherfucking junk, same bullshit, crying and boo-hoo-hoo and ha-ha and all that other stuff, and don't mean a goddamn thing about what they're saying other than self-servitude for the moment that has nothing to do of implicating anything for better or change. Fuck fear. If you moving on fear, you moving dead already. I'm about ready to pull that thing and snatch every one of them fuses out. That's my brother from Turkey. He's about to get off. He's the manager of Domino's and shit. He can shoot pretty good. Remember when he was talking about, what gun should I get first, James? I'm like, nigga, what gun you want to shoot first? What the fuck you mean? Now he's all right, you know, he's in there. And I can tell he's got some things with him, but I don't say nothing because I know more than I say. All right, come and give me a ticket, nigga. I'm doing this for free. He's a good brother. But like I was saying, if you're gonna play the game with laws and shit, you better learn every bit of the laws, how they apply, whether they apply. motherfucker park way over here. That's why I'm like this, you dummy. Okay? Because I get tired of telling people the laws don't apply to us. If you're lawful, if you're living lawful, what the fuck is you got to worry about a law? What law applies to you? Now, if you're not living lawful, and then they're just going to start making up a bunch of shit, because rules ain't law. I don't give a fuck what anybody say. And then they say, but don't you have a social security card? Don't you have ID? Motherfucker, for the time we live in, I gotta have that shit in order to deal with certain things. But other than that, I can go and get all these goddamn treaties and show you these motherfucking treaties too. I can show you these treaties. And that's on you if you want to see these motherfucking treaties. You feel me? Now, if you want to have that conversation, we can have that conversation, because you can't trip me up with no motherfucking words. You can't search a motherfucking thing. I'm aware of the 4th Amendment and all that shit, and the Constitution definitely applies to my people. Now, all that 13th Amendment and all that other ratification bullshit, that's because your people, not your, but some people that you believe is you, stole something based on some of my people who betrayed a whole lot of folks. That shit don't work on this level. Now, if you don't know nothing about that, then you go and research it, because I ain't got time to fucking parlay with you while you tripping the life fantastic and stupid mode. Now, I can be respectful and I can be disrespectful. If you were sitting here, see, this is another thing with a lot of y'all. Well, I'm just going to hold you here. You can't hold a motherfucking thing. You need to go on about your business. You've been doing this job and listening to them lying motherfuckers a little too motherfucking long. Now, you go take that up with your cause. Because, see, a lot of times they'll try and use shit that have nothing to do, no bearing over you, because they don't have no self-control. So all that insurance shit and all that other stuff, I only have it because I be sometimes wondering if I'm going to work in a little fiat. That means somebody might say, hey, Red, can you make us like 40 meatball Parmesan sandwiches? Oh, shit. We need you to marinate some lamb chops. And I'll be like, I got you. This is what it's going to cost. When I traverse that shit based upon my insurance, it's good to have. If something happens, that's covered. That's covered along with it. See, that's the difference in knowing that. But if we ain't going to get on accord, our women become powerful as they're supposed to be, instead of these lacking mouth running motherfucking mouth massaging, gum massaging, tongue whisperers, and these broke ass men who inferiority complex. Then what the fuck is we going to do? So no, one accord is stop playing what they playing a fucking game. Come out of where you at. Come where we at, because those of us in the know, we ain't going to no east, no west fucking coast. That is the dumbest motherfucking place to be right now. You ain't got to believe me. I really don't give a fuck, but I'm telling you, that is the dumbest place to be. Trust me. I just had you ride with me. I'm not taking you in the shop. So anyway, I love the fact that y'all hung out with me on this little ride and shit. You know, just doing what I do and shit. You know what I mean? But I love y'all, and I'm gonna holler at y'all later.